Podketeers.
You know what? I didn't even notice it was there.
Well, then I guess it's doing its job.
It is.
All right. Well, fantastic. Please.
Leave, everybody. Jeepers. Heyzen, you got a new pop filter on your microphone, huh?
I had to. I was getting tired of editing the pfs and the pup to the pup.
Poor headphones.
Man. It's been a very tiring week.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I know
It's
that
been
1 week since they went to school.
84
Everybody's going.
years.
Yeah, it's been a long week. So I listen, I want to take a nap. I just can you guys handle the rest of the podcast? Can I just nap?
Sure. All right.
Right.
Welcome
Yeah,
to Roger Rabbit Chat.
You should do it like the SNL host, like, welcome to Roger Rabbit.
Oh.
Please.
Right. I thought you
join us
meant
as we
like
talk about
Don Pardo or
Roger
whatever.
Rabbit. No. It's what are the ladies?
The
I was gonna say knitting ladies, but they're not knitting ladies.
I wouldn't know.
Soup?
I don't remember.
No, it's not Soup Chat.
it's
You know who I'm talking about?
Dogs? No. That's a different
My
one.
Goodness.
It's like it's like NPR, right?
Yes, it was. Oh, this is gonna drive me crazy now.
I don't know.
There's
Sweaty Balls
people-
was the
Yes, there's gonna be people listening that are gonna be angry because they remember.
Well, two of our brains is like barely awake. It's
Delicious
been a long week.
dish. That's what it was called. Delicious
Hey, it-
dish.
Yay.
So yeah,
Anyway.
you should do it in that style.
All right. Welcome to the Roger Rabbit podcast. Please.
No.
And
Please take
today-
a seat and listen.
on our show, we will be talking about the scene in which Roger Rabbit and Eddie Valiant are handcuffed in the closet, and Roger has to hold still while Eddie saws the handcuffs off. That's what we'll be covering and more on the Roger Rabbit podcast.
But in a follow-up to our
Police.
last episode, we want to talk about Baby Herman. Real baby or just annoying old man with a cigar? Yeah, we should start another one on the network. That's it.
Sure.
The Roger Rabbit Talking
It's
Hour.
just
where we
it's
talk
just
about
that bit,
all
but
about that's over and over, just different scenes.
Sure.
I want to bring up a quick video that I saw. Actually, I didn't find this. This was sent to me by a couple of people, including our friend and FGP Squad member Anitza. We've talked about this chef before. He's a talented artist, Amaury Guichon.
the Swedish chef.
No, not Swedish. I think he's French.
Oh,
But he created our favorite mouse.
Oh, that guy.
And yeah.
Chocolate dude.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let me share this because this was a fantastic video. I'm going to leave the sound off. No, I guess I'll play it and then I'll lower it later. But check this out. The definition and the weight of all that chocolate, I believe, it feels like it's going to collapse into itself because it just looks so heavy.
I just
Like,
wanted.
I saw him attach the ears, but look at how. Listen, he is modeling Mickey better than some Disney artists draw Mickey.
you said it was everybody's favorite mouse, and I thought it was going to be Stuart Little, but it's Mickey Mouse.
Oh
Gosh,
no!
that's so fun.
Oh no! His arms.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I'm sure people have seen this chocolate guy videos before. He makes all kinds of stuff out of
He
chocolate.
does.
It's bananas. No, I guess it's chocolate. It's not bananas.
No, it's not bananas. It's actually all chocolate. The thing is that if you saw this, just without knowing that it was a giant thing you could take a bite out of.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I could swear that this was something out of a Disney store, like display somewhere, that just got thrown away and somebody rescued and like shined it up and painted it.
Right.
It's like it's now on display in their house, right?
Right.
Like you look at this and there is no way you're like, yeah, I'm gonna go take a bite out of that. Like that is edible all the way through.
Right.
It looks plastic. It looks
Doesn't
great.
it?
Well, because he always
Yeah.
he sprays it with like shiny stuff.
He
Yeah.
does. This is just amazing.
Oh, the ears are a little off. I don't know what to tell you.
I want chocolate now.
I'm telling you, you could say that the ears are off, but
I don't
he
care.
modeled Mickey better than some Disney artists make Mickey.
This
That's
is
all
true.
I'm going to say.
This is true. This is
Probably not the most popular thing to say, but I'm sorry, it is true.
True. And I mean, he
The
uses
skills
just like
are there.
he's like, all right,
That's
here's
what
a
you could
bowl.
say.
Exactly.
The skills are there.
Right.
That is very, very true.
And most of his stuff is just made with bowls. He's just like, okay, how about I fill this bowl with chocolate and then dump out the chocolate in the bowl, and it's just
Don't tell me that, Andrew,
I
because one of
mean,
my toxic
he just
traits
shows
is like
it.
listening to people say that or watching a YouTube video and thinking I'm like a pro at stuff like that.
all right.
So
Well,
don't tell
let's
me that it's
see.
just bowls with
and
chocolate.
balloons.
bowl and balloon and like little silicone molds. You could probably 3D print a mold.
I remember the first time we tried to make cake balls.
Uh-huh.
I had seen the process of like people taking the cake and like balling it up and then like putting it on a stick and like dunking it in chocolate and stuff. It was not as easy as that. Like it was much more difficult. As a matter of fact, what ended up happening that year that we first tried it was we also tried to make decorated Halloween chocolate like pops because it was one of the art walks that we were selling them for. And I remember I think like Jill was with us that day, and I was taking these pops out, and I remember both of us like looking at each other and looking at these melted pops because I didn't like bother to protect them or put any ice or dry ice or anything in them, and so everything looked you know how like the popsicles from the ice cream truck for Ninja Turtles and SpongeBob look really great on the sticker.
Yeah.
Thing you get it and they're like, like
Yeah.
Tweety bird.
that's what my like chocolate pops look like, and the cake balls were just all demolished. So
Aw.
it's not as easy as you might think. It's definitely an art. But there was this other video. This was actually from a couple of weeks ago, and I wanted to show it the last couple of episodes, but you know, we had the game and stuff, and you know, so I figured I would just save it. And the reason I want to show this is because around the time that this video came out, actually let me play the video first and then we'll talk about it, but here's the video.
All right.
So we have what looks like somebody playing Kingdom Hearts with someone dressed as Sora in, you know, at Disneyland.
At Disneyland.
Right? And yes, that is what most PlayStation games act like. They kind of
It's
butt
like
up
running up
stuff,
against
and
the
they're just
wall,
running.
jumping.
Yeah.
Every time you hear a hup, it's a jump.
Exactly.
Yep.
So one, this was just super clever. Two, you can see that they're holding the key to the kingdom, which is something that, you know, was really popular for like the first week, and everybody did it. My wife and kids went out and did it as well. And in one of the episodes right after they released this, I remember saying, man, they missed the opportunity to have a real full-blown like
Yep.
Kingdom Hearts Keyblade. Little did we know that Disney would have a much larger version of that key to the kingdom soon to be on sale as a collectible key. This was over on Instagram by Disney Scoop Guy. It was a photo in Disneyana. It is $250 for this larger version.
It's probably, I mean, there's a hand there, so it's probably like 30 inches long, maybe.
Yeah, which this is nice, right? For $250 to have a larger version of this key, cool. The problem is it's still not as big as a Keyblade.
Yep.
All right.
That's a thing.
Right. Even the plastic toy one that I got isn't as small as this one is. Like the toy one is around 36 inches. And I've always wanted to just print my own so that I actually had like a 4-foot tall keyblade that I could just like swing around. Right. But there's a part of me that also wants to 3D print a larger version of this, like an actual like 4-foot version of it, because I just think it'd be pretty.
Do it. I don't
rad.
think it'd be hard to model.
I don't think it is either.
I mean, the only hard part is that weird like clear plexiglass bubble in the middle.
I don't think I'd even take it like to that extent. Like I would probably print that all in white the same way that it is, but thin enough that maybe I could. Like I could probably run like a small LED strip that I can control the LED. To be continued.
It's doable.
To be continued. Yeah. Because it is a very basic model. And I think you're right that as far as modeling it, I like, even me with my limited modeling skills, I think I can pull this one off. But yeah, for $250, I'm sorry, this is just not worth it. Nope. Because it's not the size of a Keyblade, but it is larger. I give them $10 for it, but not $250.
I wonder if it's any better quality or if it's just like cheap plastic.
For $250? No.
No, I mean that thing needs to be made out of metal for $250. Okay, if it was that size and it was metal and it sang me to sleep at night, maybe.
If it was metal, I mean that would be great as like a defense.
I know.
Item.
You could attract lightning at Walt Disney World with it in front of
just don't raise it up in the air.
Instead of the castle getting hit by lightning like it was this last week,
Jeez.
the key would get hit by lightning. It's crazy. You'd be like Thor right in the middle of Walt Disney World, Magic Kingdom. So yeah, $250 is way too much for this. It's super cool. I love the idea. I love the concept. I really imagine them making something much larger. This is not $250 worth, I'm sorry to tell you. So yeah, I think I am gonna try to make my own now. I now have the false confidence that I can make this happen from our brief conversation.
You've been having a lot of practice. I think you're ready.
That's true. You know what my latest thing is that I really wanted to print out? I want to talk about it later in the episode because I had an opportunity to go watch Fantastic Four, and man, I want to print a Herbie. After watching Frank do it, after watching Frank do it for the Marvel premiere, we talked about it an episode or two ago, and I don't think I'm gonna build it that large or it's gonna have any of the electronics, but building something about the size of this Iron Man head that just kind of sits on this shelf right here. I'm not sure if it was you, Andrew, where we were talking about me wanting to redecorate because you were fixing up your background and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But in thinking about redecorating and reorganizing and stuff, I think you were the one that mentioned why don't you rotate the stuff that you have, because or was it you, Mel, when we were talking about the Doom buggy that I wanted to get and I said I didn't have space for it?
Probably
I think
me.
Yeah, I think it was you. Yeah, so a couple episodes ago I was talking about how I wanted to get that big Doom buggy from Disney Store.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is that it's super large and it would literally take up the entire space on this shelf.
Yeah.
And I don't want to have to put this stuff away, but Mel said, why don't you just rotate the stuff seasonally, and that way you have decorations for the season. Maybe every couple of episodes you have something new. And I started to think about it, and I kind of like the idea because I have a lot of cool Disney stuff that just has nowhere to live. Right? It's in boxes or it's packed away. It's in storage somewhere. And I as Disney fans, we spend a lot of money on cool stuff.
I got folders full of just paper stuff I've spent money on that it's what am I going to do with this, all this paper? My favorite stuff to collect is, papers, and I have nowhere to put these papers.
I am there with you, sir, because this week I collected 2 more things. One of them was this
Oh,
It's on my
cute.
Christmas. It's on my Christmas
the,
list. I
the
put it on
little
there.
golden Disneyland is your land. You know what I want to do with this? And
What?
maybe we could record it next week, but I want to do a read along
Oh,
for the
Aw.
FGP Squad where we go through the entire little golden book and we put it up on Patreon so we can show off the book and we can talk about it.
Yeah.
We should do that with all the ones. The
I'm
Haunted
for
Mansion
it.
one, the
Yeah,
Let's
Small
do
World,
it.
Jungle
Fun.
Cruise.
FGP Squad, you're going to get little golden book read-alongs.
Yay.
I know a lot of you are way past that age, but you know what? Who cares? It's fun.
time.
It would be good to
Disneyland
like
is yours.
cleanse your mind because there's a lot of stuff happening. Hey, listen to a
Right?
story, relax, get some coffee, chill, or whatever whatever you want to drink.
Everything the book touches is chocolate.
Oh, I wish I had.
You
some
mixed
of
like 5 things up
5
together.
different, yeah.
The Lion
That's what
King,
we are all
that
about.
chocolate guy, and
That's
this
what
book.
we are all about. Eventually, we can go through like the 4 different Haunted Mansion stories. Like we could just like.
There's
read
a Small World one, a
The
Jungle
comics.
Cruise
through.
one.
The comics would be good. What else do I got in here? Like, there's so much cool stuff. We go through the Gravity Falls book. I don't know. There's so much cool stuff. I'm getting
Yeah.
ideas. Anyway, the other reason that it came up is obviously because, popcorn buckets are cool.
Yeah.
And I got a lot of popcorn buckets, and I don't know where to place said popcorn buckets. And this week I gave into one more popcorn bucket, which I
You
should
got
not
one?
have.
Oh.
I want to see. I want to see.
Oh, Fantastic Four popcorn bucket. That's
Oh,
the car.
I don't think
That's
I saw that one.
sweet.
I was
It
thinking it
is
was gonna be the one
so
with Pedro
nice.
Pascal.
What theater is that from? Is that AMC or
That is
This
beautiful.
is Regal.
Regal? Oh, I
And
might be able to get it. I have a Regal
It
up
is.
here.
It is one of the Regal franchises. It opens up from the front and then again in the back, and that's
Oh,
where you
okay.
put your
Oh
popcorn.
my gosh.
But what attracted me is the fact that it's like this nice, shiny.
It's freaking
Yeah.
cool. You know, I love the color on this thing. The wheels do not move. I was kind of
Sure.
upset that the wheels didn't spin.
I mean, that's okay.
but I mean,
should
after
hang it from the
watching
ceiling.
film, yeah,
yeah.
that is not a bad idea. Find a way to hang it from the ceiling at
Fishing
an
line.
angle.
Yeah.
So I gave into another popcorn bucket. It was, about how much you would expect a popcorn bucket to be. The Galactus head, so expensive. And it also sold out everywhere because it was such a popular model.
Right.
A model. It was such a popular popcorn bucket
Mhm.
that it was the first one to sell out. The car, the theater that we went to only had 4 left.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So I picked up one of the remaining 4. They had some Superman popcorn buckets as well. Some Snow White boxes where the huntsman is supposed to put her heart.
Oh, okay.
So they had those for sale. That one looked pretty cool. Also on sale for $8. So I almost feel like I should have gotten one just because it was so cheap. Because this one was not that. And the only reason I got it was because it obviously came with a free large popcorn and a refill after. So, you got to stick it to them with that free refill after.
Absolutely.
Plus, I love popcorn, so it was great. So yeah, I got another popcorn bucket. So the idea of moving stuff and revolving decorations, I think, is going to become a theme in the near future. Hopefully, I just need to figure out how to position my desk and everything because I like Andrew's setup, right? I want to be able to just have something straight behind me to show stuff off, but I also don't have a lot of space in here.
Right.
So I gotta figure it out. But let's see. What else do we got? Syndrome's coming to Oogie Boogie Bash.
Syndrome.
Oogie Boogie. See the video where they were announcing him and they were showing him off and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
First thoughts on Syndrome?
I guess.
I wish he had
that's
a
syndrome?
big. I wish he had a big prosthetic chin.
Yes.
You know how they're putting weird prosthetics in all these people? I wish they put a big prosthetic face on him.
Yeah.
They
Like
could
they
do
have
it
a
on
weird
Hades, why
Doofenshmirtz
not?
and Hades and
Yes.
Judge Doom. Like everybody else has prosthetics, and then this guy's just got a big hair. And like it looks like they've like padded out his like chest and stuff to like kind
Yeah.
of get that weird shape. But I wish he had a big old prosthetic chin.
It does make you wonder like why they make design choices on specific characters to do that, because you're right, like with Doofenshmirtz, obviously it was the exaggerated nature of the character, right?
Right.
But you're right,
Correct.
like with Syndrome having that maybe I don't know.
Maybe they tried
there
it and
are
it didn't
cutbacks
work.
now.
They
Yeah,
could've
like
tried it
maybe
and it
there's
didn't
just
work.
cutbacks and they're
Yeah.
like, nah, like adding this big old chin, like that's gonna cost us an additional $300 per per performance. So nah, we're out.
Sad.
You know.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I think Madam Mim should have stayed.
Oh, is Madam Mim the one they got rid of for Syndrome?
No, Sid was the one they got rid of for Syndrome.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought it was Sid. Yeah.
But Madam Mim's also gone and replaced with Maleficent.
Oh well, I mean, you gotta
It's like, why can't
give
we
a
have
little
both?
to get some, right?
They seem
As
to have
Andrew
like
says, right? Por qué no los dos?
Okay, no less dose.
Right.
It seems like they're moving some stuff around. I'll be going at the end of the month to Oogie Boogie Bash. So we'll see, because they I don't know if you guys seen this, but they got the the Judge Doom thing like set up, but it's over by Monsters Inc.
Oh, interesting.
And they have these big walls, construction walls blocking it off, but they're like themed to Roger Rabbit. It's really cool. I'll have to see if I can
Hey.
let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, I would like to see that. I didn't realize they had already started setting that up. That's kind of cool, actually. I mean, I guess they have to figure out a way to get people's mind off of the fact that we're losing Monsters Inc. for Avatar.
It's gonna be a while.
I mean, still, whether it's a while or whether it's immediate, it's still Avatar. So,
All right, here we go.
I will say while you're searching for that,
Mm-hmm.
I did during Fantastic Four, they had the preview for the new Avatar film.
Did you
And
get it before? Did you get it like I did, where it was
Yes.
just forced?
Yes.
Oh, boo.
I was not happy about that.
Mm-mm.
But we got it and we watched it, and we had to sit through what felt like 6 hours of Avatar preview. But I decided that in a similar fashion to how I years later went back to the original Haunted Mansion and tried to watch it with a fresh set of eyes and gave it a chance and ultimately felt like I liked it. I've done that with multiple films.
Mm-hmm.
I have decided to watch Avatar
Hey.
and give it a chance again. And I am willing to not go into it with this preconceived notion of how I have felt about it and give it an honest chance again. Because if it is going to truly be a part, I mean, it is going to be a part of California Adventure. I don't know why I said it like that. Now that it's going to be a part of California Adventure and the Disneyland Resort, at some point I'm going to go back. And at some point I know I'm going to have to go through the area. So if anything, I have to learn to tolerate it more. Right? Like, I don't think I have to 100% like it, but if I could at least tolerate it, I think I'll be happy with that. But who knows? I might actually end up liking it this
You
time.
didn't think the Fire and Ash trailer was cool?
Well, that's why I want to give the first, want to go back and, kind of, revisit Avatar now. Because I did think that the trailer looked cool.
I thought the
There
trailer
was
looked
some-
really cool. I saw it
Yeah.
online.
There was
and I'm not
some,
the world's biggest Avatar fan or anything, but I'm like, this trailer is cool.
Yeah, I mean, there was still stuff about it that reminded me of, what I've seen already, which is why I didn't really like it. But, the battle scenes and everything that they had in this one just looked so
Shoot
good. that I
fire
thought,
arrows
okay,
and
I will go back. I know Gavin would preach about it. Gavin loved Avatar. And so I am willing to go back, watch it, and with an open mind, try to tolerate it.
All right.
I will report back.
You first. You
I'll
first.
let you know.
They're
how
only
it
the
goes.
biggest movies in the world.
I know, that's what bothers me too. That like, I don't know.
It's fine. It's just not for me.
Which is
Right.
fine. Like I think they're watchable and fun, but I don't take them too seriously. The thing is, I don't think anybody takes Avatar too seriously besides James Cameron. But I think
Yeah.
it's
And Bob
like,
Iger.
and Bob Iger. But I think the thing with Avatar is just like they are well made. The CGI alone is phenomenal, and like stuff you don't see now, where everybody just like churn it out and blah 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 blah. Like it looks great. Like who cares about the stories and stuff? Like it looks great. I think people just want to see something that like this looks well made.
Yeah.
Like this is a well-made movie. I just want to go see a well-made movie and be entertained.
I will agree with you on that. You know, as a fan of just like general like CG and animation and like motion graphics and all that stuff, I will say that is one of the best parts about the franchise. At least for me, I can appreciate all the work that's gone into it.
Yeah.
And honestly, the artists and like the visual artists that work on these films always get shafted. Really, just like
Right.
everything from payment to credit to what's gotten done. So I do want to say that I don't want to take away anything from the mastery of like the visual like masterpiece that it is, because I will agree that there are some things that look stunning. But
Well, if you compare it like that to like Quantumania or whatever, where like it's just like a bunch of like
Well.
goopy goop and like
yeah, and that's the thing
MODOK
too,
is
that
there and
like James Cameron cares about like this is gonna sound weird, right? Because I know Kevin Feige cares about Marvel, but there was also a span of they cared more about hashing out a bunch of stuff to try to capitalize on it and make money from it.
Right.
Whereas James Cameron is like, I don't care if it takes me 18 years, I'm getting this right. You know, that's the difference between a James Cameron film and, you know, a Marvel film.
Well,
these
also
days.
James Cameron wrote them all. Like
True.
he's
True.
like writer director. Like he has a lot. This is just like his whole life is this. And Kevin Feige's got like, I gotta deal with freaking Ant-Man, and I gotta deal with Judge, I almost said Judge Doom. I meant Doctor Doom and whatever, and popcorn buckets. He's running a whole company, like a whole wing of a company. Where James Cameron's like, all right, throw all these people in a water tank. We're spending lots of money here.
Where's Zoe Saldana? Throw her in the pool.
Where's Spider? Get Spider in here.
You know what? I was reminded of a story this last week that I thought I knew, but I didn't fully remember it, that Kevin Feige used to work at Sony, and he was like an assistant. Like he was bringing coffee to the CEO of Sony at the time, and he had brought the idea to her and said like, hey, you know, we should team up with Marvel and try to get like Spider-Man in like their films and like try to like cross like pollinate the franchises so we get each other's characters, because there's those contracts in place, right, where like certain companies own certain characters, and like Sony specifically has to have a Spider-Man film in production every 4 years so that they don't lose the Spider-Man property. So a lot of these like Tom Holland Spider-Man films are technically Sony films that just happen to feature Marvel characters from the MCU. And the CEO at the time looked at Kevin Feige and was like, that's a ridiculous idea. We are not gonna do that. How dare you come up to me? It's like, don't you just bring me coffee? And so, you know, apparently the board of directors at some point caught wind of what was happening. Because when Kevin Feige went on to lead Marvel, that's when the conversation came up. Like when he was leading Marvel, he had reached out to her and like, you know, said, hey, like, let's get our characters in each other's films and stuff. That's what I was getting wrong. He was already leading Marvel at the time, but he said, hey, let's cross-pollinate our characters. And she recognized him as like the guy that used to bring him like bring her coffee, she's like, "Nah, we're not going to do that." The board members were like, "Wait a second, you had the opportunity to get other Marvel characters in our films for free just so that they could use Spider-Man, and you said no?" And then they fired her because she was like too blind to see like the opportunity that they had in front of them. And then Kevin Feige just ran with that, and look what he did with the whole idea, right? Like it could have been it could have at one point been completely Sony driven, and now it's like Kevin Feige driven and Marvel and Disney because they decided, or the person leading Sony at the time was like, "Yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that. Like, go get me coffee again." So weird. So that's the lesson. Never treat anybody poorly, regardless of the position that they are in, because you never know where that person is gonna end up. So, kids listening, learn from that lesson. What was I saying? How do we veer off into this? Right, I was gonna watch Avatar. Maybe I'll watch it on Hulu next year. Oh no, wait, I won't be able to do that because Hulu won't exist as its own app next year. There was word in the last week or so that Disney's finally merging the apps. I know that there was a lot of conversation originally when Disney was trying to acquire the portion that Comcast had, to try to own the majority stake in Hulu. And ultimately they bought it. They were still running two apps, and we speculated that at some point, they're going to merge the two apps. They're going to make it just Disney Plus. I don't think anybody that saw this merger of the apps coming ever thought that they were going to keep the Hulu app. I think everybody always thought it was going to be the Disney Plus app that stayed. But now we have an actual timeline. It looks like Disney is going to be phasing out the standalone Hulu app and fully integrating all of the content into Disney Plus in 2026. There are a lot of things from Hulu on Disney Plus now. There is a section for it, and a lot of the content appears kind of mixed in depending on what you're watching. My kids my oldest is watching, I think, a couple of shows like King of the Hill or something like that, like that was on Hulu through Disney Plus, I believe, if I remember correctly. Or I may be getting it wrong. It might be something else, because I remember King of the Hill might be like top of mind because of the series that just launched, the remake I
believe it's on there.
It is? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm like maybe the ideas are crossing, but so yeah, 2026. Hulu's content and brand will remain until then, but from what Disney says, it looks like they're just trying to improve usability. They want to streamline operations, which usually means they're sadly going to get rid of people.
Yep.
And users will be able to subscribe to Hulu. You'll still be able to subscribe to Hulu and Disney Plus separately, but Hulu will serve as Disney's global general entertainment brand, replacing the Star brand internationally. So we're not losing Hulu as a brand altogether, because they are replacing Star with it. But here in the U.S., it's all going to be combined.
Well, and I don't think we're going to lose Hulu as a brand. It'll just be like it is now, where Hulu is a button.
It's a button,
on
yeah,
Disney
like
Plus, but
it's
everything's in one. Well, and what it sounds like, they're making it sound like I can just pay for Hulu, but all the Hulu content will be on Disney Plus. And so with my singular Hulu subscription, I have to go to the Disney Plus app to get the Hulu stuff. They're just getting rid of one app, is what it seems like.
I think that's the original plan, to not.
So they're saying
shock
right
people.
now, right?
Right. Like, I think eventually they're going to phase out Hulu, even as a brand. I think they're doing it this way because they don't want to shock people. They don't want to lose the fan base that they've built on Hulu, that specifically wanted Hulu for that content. Because one of the primary things that I've heard people argue is like, what if I just want the adult stuff and I don't want the kid stuff, or I don't want Disney Plus?
Hulu has kid stuff on it.
It does, but not as much as Disney Plus does, right? There is a lot more adult content or considered adult content on Hulu.
Content made for adults.
Yes.
There you go.
That is a yes. Thank you for the clarification.
Yeah, but the other thing that I was read, people were, or that I think some of the people are theorizing the consideration may be is the sticker shock of what a combined Disney plus Hulu, like if all the content moved to Hulu, what would the price be once that goes way up, because you're basically the double the content. So it was like, does Disney Plus go up to $25 a month or whatever?
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Well, the reason I don't think they're like 100% done restructuring and renaming everything is because after this was announced, about a week after this merger, they also announced that ESPN was acquiring the rights for the WWE wrestling content, like what would have formerly been known as pay-per-views, right? And those were being shown on Peacock as part of the Peacock monthly subscription. So you got just the library of content, because WWE used to have its own network. Like, they used to have their own app, they had their own network, you pay like $12 a month and you had access to all their stuff. But then they tried to branch out, and then they tried to do the Peacock deal where only some content was available. Then they tried to do all sorts of other stuff that just made people angry. But then they announced this last week that ESPN is acquiring the rights for like the big events like WrestleMania and SummerSlam and stuff like that. So it made a lot of people angry, because in order to get them, you can't even have the standard ESPN. You have to, like, if you have like a Hulu, Disney Plus, ESPN bundle, you wouldn't even get them with that bundle. You have to get what's called ESPN Plus or Premium or something like that. I forgot what the name is, but it's a $30 subscription to get those.
$30 a month
events.
or on
$30
top
a
of,
month.
Geez.
No, yeah, $30 a month to get those events. And what angered even more people is that if you already have that subscription in other countries, you just get it for free. Like, you don't have to pay anything additionally. So in the US, like, if you wanted to watch, let's say, like the WWE content, it's now it's going to be ESPN Premium, Peacock, and Netflix, and then potentially some kind of like, over-the-air thing like YouTube TV or Sling or whatever else, if you want to be able to watch like Friday Night SmackDown and some of the other stuff that's supposed to be on like free TV. So that's 4 subscriptions. And so with Disney Plus, again, I don't think they're done renaming, because I think they're still trying to finalize all these other contracts that they have floating in the air for ESPN and the international Hulu stuff, since they're replacing Star. And they're trying to figure out how it's going to mesh together price-wise, content-wise. I know that other subscriptions like HBO just lost all Doctor Who stuff, and the current Doctor Who stuff is on Disney Plus. And I think it's because the BBC might be trying to negotiate a deal with Disney Plus to have the entire Doctor Who library from like the 9th Doctor on, which they didn't have. So
can they just put all of BBC on Disney Plus? Because there's a couple
God.
shows I want to watch.
Oh my God, that would be so great if they could just land that deal. I'd be so happy. IT crowd, please.
I just want to keep watching the Repair Shop. They had 3
Repair Shop.
So it's exactly what it sounds like. People bring stuff to a barn and people fix it.
At a barn?
Fun.
It's like a barn in the woods, or like in the like a field, and it's like a communal workshop that like a bunch of people work in, and people are like, I have this old toy car that my dad had, like they saved it from World War II or something, and I wanted to get it fixed, or like I had this painting and it looks like weird and a corner came off and I'm gonna fix it. And there was 3-ish seasons on Netflix, and then they got removed. And there's like a bunch more that have happened, and I want to finish watching them. It's just like people fixing stuff, and it's just kind of like calm and nice.
Interesting. All right, I'm gonna have to check this out.
It's a nice, calm show.
I didn't. Yeah, I need some calm shows.
And you just see like people people that are very talented at what they do doing the thing they do. So it's just like there's like these two teddy bear ladies that all they do is like fix dolls and teddy bears and stuff. And there's like a guy, this like bald guy with glasses, and he fixes like watches and things.
Is that the guy wearing the little the hats? The guy
I don't know.
Glasses?
He's got like little round glasses.
I mean, they're roundish.
There's like one guy who's like bald and he's got little round glasses.
Like
This guy's
the
got
Monopoly
like glasses,
guy.
a hat, and suspenders.
Sorry.
No, he doesn't like. I like him. Like he looks.
Oh,
like
I think you're
he's
talking.
fair.
That might be the host.
Oh, okay.
Does he have like a newsboy cap on?
Yeah.
Sort of thing. Yeah, that's the host guy.
Oh, okay. This actually looks interesting. I watch a lot of repair videos like YouTube now, so I didn't even know this existed.
Yeah, there's like carpenters and there's like blacksmith and there's like everybody, like a art conservator.
Huh.
And yeah,
That's cool.
they're all in like this workshop.
Welcome to Repair Shop Talk, where we talk about items getting fixed. Stay tuned after Roger Rabbit Talk.
I also looked up, I found this article that it says basically if you want to watch everything that the WWE will have in a year, it will cost you $1,000 a year to watch everything across all the different platforms.
It's
Ew.
insane, dude.
It says, but
They're trying really hard for people not to be a fan.
it says, okay, a wrestling fan is legally is legally watching WWE TV every week. They're paying a minimum of $780 a year for Netflix, access to the USA Network and Peacock. That's for that $780 for those three. And then once WWE PLEs move to ESPN, they will be paying $132 annually for PLEs on Peacock, and to $360 a year for ESPN.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just monthly, and then also $96 for Netflix. What they said Netflix before. The cheapest subscription for services like Sling TV is $552 a year. So it says your minimum is $1,008 to watch Raw, SmackDown, all PLEs.
This is,
and I don't care about wrestling, but I thought that was an interesting article.
well, I do. That's the problem,
Right.
and I don't know. I'm.
Not anymore.
Well, I mean, there's recent things that have happened that it's becoming less and less interesting. But with that said, it's getting to the point where it makes me kind of feel like people are going to start doing what we used to do when we were kids. Like, we would all kind of pool our money together.
Yup.
And like the one guy that had cable on the block, we're like, here's the $40, have your mom pay for it at the cable company. And then you had like 20 kids eating pizza, watching
Yep.
wrestling. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it kind of feels like it's getting back to something like that. I don't think I have that many friends or people that I know that are still into wrestling. Like, it's like me, my brother, Jason, maybe a couple people at work that kind of know what's going on but aren't like fans, so I don't even know if they'll pitch in. Maybe they'll pitch in for the pizza. I don't know. I don't know where anybody stands on this.
Right.
But the cost is going... It's crazy. And the worst part is that I've realized, especially in the last, 6 months, the biggest moments from each of those shows are on social media within minutes of them
Yep.
happening on the show. So you kind of don't miss anything almost. Everything else is just like a standard match. Most of it is kind of boring. And then they show you the rest of it on social media. So if all I paid was, the $30 a year or a month, and I pulled it with a bunch of people monthly, so I paid like $6 or whatever, and pizza money to watch this monthly, and then I saw the rest of the stuff on social media, I might be good with that.
Right.
I might be okay with it. Can we do the same thing with Disney Plus and Hulu? Probably not. Can we do the same thing with the Repair Shop and Doctor Who? I don't know. But Disney, maybe you should get all the BBC stuff now.
Yeah, get Repair Shop on Disney Plus. That's I'm gonna start stumping for that.
Get all Doctor Who and the IT crowd.
And
That's where I stand.
new episodes of Taskmaster, even though those are all on YouTube.
Yeah,
I
that's
could
on
do
YouTube. That's available.
Taskmaster.
It's got to be stuff that's not available.
What's not available? I don't know. That's the only two BBC shows I know.
So that's where we are. So yeah, in conclusion, to the Disney Plus and Hulu, to wrap that up, I do think that they're not done with the rebranding. I think that 2026 is going to be the year that they consolidate the apps. The brand will remain because, again, they're using Hulu as the brand to replace Star internationally.
Yeah.
So the name is always kind of going to be there. But in the U.S. especially, I do think that even the section in Disney Plus will phase out.
I don't
just
believe that at all.
You don't think so?
I
think they're going to phase it out. I think that they're going to begin to create a section where they rebrand it as Disney Plus Plus or Disney Plus Adult or something like that. And that's where Hulu stuff is going to live.
But why would they do that if people already know what Hulu is?
Because they want Disney on everything. Like, why would you have?
But they have National
Hulu?
Geographic on their thing too.
But that's different. That's an established brand.
So is Hulu. Hulu's been around for 15
Hulu
years.
Hulu's not producing the shows.
Yes, they are.
Geo is. No,
they're producing some of them.
Do they still produce them?
The Only Murders in the Building, that's produced by them, isn't it?
Oh, you're right.
Like
you are right.
Hulu originals series is what else do they got?
I completely forgot that.
The Handmaid's Tale.
And I went to the booth at Disney at D23.
The Bear.
How could I forget?
You still got the pin?
I got the
The
pin.
Kardashians. Remember the Kardashians?
What are those? What are those? Is that a fishing show?
The Act, Castle Rock.
You're right.
I haven't heard of these.
My
Tell me
apologies.
lies.
I completely forgot that they were actually producing those. However, I do think that at some point they'll rename it to like something Disney Studios, or they'll do an offshoot like a Buena Vista Studios sort of situation.
I think like my point of view is like I think anything that's like Hulu produced will like stay underneath there, and then like all the like the extra stuff, the live TV stuff that they're gonna have to work into here somehow that Hulu has, and all the other just random content that they have licensing for can kind of filter in. And also I think the Disney Plus app, if you have all of these all connected, you can just search. I'm sure what's going to happen is you just search like comedy, and whatever from each section is just going to come up.
Yeah.
It's not like you have to search in the Hulu section. I think it's just going to be like, just like the, Marvel tab is there. It's just like the Hulu tab, so I can see my Hulu originals.
Yeah.
So that's what I guess we'll just, my favorite thing to say is only time will tell.
Yeah, I do like what you're saying though, because the ability to search cross-platform I think would be big, and I think it would
that's
really
probably
facilitate...
the big thing they're trying to do is like people on Disney Plus to watch the Hulu stuff, and the people that are on Hulu to watch the Disney Plus stuff, like that they didn't know was there, but it's on Disney Plus and it's gonna be a thing they want to watch. That's probably one of the reasons why they're doing it, other than they can cut staffing and servers and who knows what else, because they're getting rid of a whole app.
Right. Yeah. I think that's the downside to stuff like this consolidation, right? That that there's going to be people tied to the fact that with stuff merging over or moving over to a singular app, that people are potentially going to lose their jobs over something like this. So
right, yeah.
I hope that they find a way to like move them to another section of either Disney Plus or like to some other portion of the entertainment division,
right,
where they'll still be able to work. So
because what did they say, they're going to save like $3 billion annually or something, some billions of dollars by moving it over.
Yeah. I thought I had jotted down that number. But
some amount of billion.
Yeah, it's a crazy, because you are essentially, you have to run servers for both of these platforms, and you have to have app maintenance, and you have to have all the like programmers for the app that you have to be able to have them available for updates and for all sorts of stuff. Like the infrastructure that these apps run on is basically a large part of what you're paying for, and so if you consolidate into one and the searchability function comes to a singular app where you're still able to search the library, but now you're managing one app, even if it's 2 servers worth. I know that's, downplaying how much they potentially have, but as an example, you are saving the building and infrastructure part of the second app, right? And if they're saying that it's going to be billions, or was it millions? I don't remember. The point is they're saving a lot of money. So I know that's usually what they try to do. But you're right. I guess we'll have to, just wait and see what happens. All right, a couple more topics that we had for today. One of them was some upgrades coming to Smugglers Run, and I wanted
first?
Right, and I wanted to talk a little bit about my experience with watching Fantastic Four. But before we go into those, as Andrew said, but first, I want to take a brief intermission, so to speak, to thank a wonderful group of listeners and viewers known as the FGP Squad, our podcast, Fairy Godparents, because it's their support via Patreon that help make these episodes of Podketeers possible. For more information on how you can become part of the FGP Squad family, we invite you to go to podketeers.com/FGP. There you will find a list of some of our top contributors, a link to our Patreon, a little information about what the FGP Squad is all about. But in short, being a part of the FGP Squad family gets you some additional perks like access to additional content that we've uploaded to Patreon, random giveaways. I'll make stuff and I'll randomly send it out to you. Access to our happy hour calls when we get a chance to do those, discount codes for new Podketeers gear whenever we release new stuff, and more. So if you are interested, again, podketeers.com/FGP is where you want to go for more information. And of course, to all of the members of the FGP Squad, we just want to send a huge thank you for your continued support. Since we're talking about links, podketeers.com/links is where you want to go for our most commonly asked for links, including our latest episode, a link to the Disneyland playlist. You'll also find a link, of course, to the FGP Squad there, any fundraisers that we're running with our official charity team, Teamboat Willie. You'll find a link to our YouTube channel and our pal Larry's YouTube channel, Goofy Guys Adventures. You'll also find a list of our armchair Imagineering episodes. So again, podketeers.com/links is where you want to go. You can set a little bookmark. It's super easy. You can join us over on Discord. I forgot to mention our Discord link is on there too, so you can join our Discord community. That'd be fantastic. But yeah, set a shortcut, make it easy. Bookmark it in your browser, easy access, maybe even like an icon on your phone so you can quickly get to it, and then we'll get back to the show.
I did find that this was a Variety article that did I accidentally close it? What did I do? I closed it. It said 2.9 billion.
So it was in the billion.
Yeah, it was basically they're like, okay, well, the Hulu it was like the here, I was able to get it back. It says, but a major boon for Disney should come on operating expenses. In the fiscal year 2025, Hulu will have a programming cost of $4.1 billion and non-programming expenses of $2.9 billion, increasing to blah, 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 blah. According to projections by analyst Robert Fishman, Disney has an opportunity to drive additional cost efficiencies from elimination of duplicative technology and administrative costs at Hulu. According to Fishman, the benefits combining Hulu with Disney Plus are likely still not fully captured in our current forecast. So they're basically saying, if you got rid of if it's completely merged and you don't have the non-content cost, which is $2.9 billion, you would in theory save that. But it's not all of that, but it's somewhere in the billions, according to this.
I wonder, from what you remember, I don't think it was mentioned in that article, or at least not the one that I read, but do you remember how they were talking about Disney Plus was still losing money?
Mhm.
That it like like they were still having issues trying to make it profitable even after all these years. I wonder if that's part of the restructuring and what they're going to count as profit to help Disney Plus finally get out of the red.
Possibly, yeah, trying to just get everything under one. It
Yeah.
says the Forbes article says Disney streaming unit loses 3 times more money than Disneyland Paris. Which
Wow.
Talking about parks, though, does that mean no more lightning lane and all that stuff?
why would that be related?
I don't know, because, they're saving money, so hey, maybe they could just,
I don't think so because since the parks are their own like business entity.
And the park's the only thing that makes them a lot of money.
Yeah, I was gonna say like Disneyland and Disney World are like the things that are keeping the company afloat.
right.
I know
could
that's a really
dream.
broad statement, but they make a lot of money. I mean, they're selling a key for $250,
And people are
Yeah.
buying it.
and people are buying it.
Aye.
So I think they're gonna keep stuff like Lightning Lane for now. Sadly.
Let's see, how old is it? This is from February, so I don't know. But yeah, it looks like I don't know. Yeah, they're still losing. The real reason for Disney's 11 billion streaming loss, that was from last year. Anyway, I don't know. Yeah, it seems crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know. This whole business stuff doesn't make no sense to me.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about the parks a little bit because I mentioned it right before we jumped into the FGP Squad stuff, but Millennium Falcon is going to be getting some upgrades, and it's getting some visual upgrades set to launch May of 2026, which is going to coincide with the Mandalorian and Grogu film that's going to be coming out next year as well. From what I was able to gather, it looks like there's going to be a big graphics overhaul. The right software that runs kind of the visuals is going to be upgraded from Unreal Engine 4 to Unreal Engine 5. Essentially what that means is that it's going to have better lighting, the modeling and the accuracy of what it's rendering out is just going to be a lot more crisp. It's going to look a lot better. The animation is going to be smoother. A lot of the realistic games that you see, like the demos for like PlayStation 5 and like Xbox and stuff like that, PC games, they're made with Unreal Engine 5, so it's like super duper realistic. The hardware is also going to get a big upgrade because I think when they launched like 2019, right? That's when
Yes.
yeah. So since then, if you're into like upgrading computer parts, like if you're a gamer or if you have like any any idea of what it's like upgrading PC parts, you know that especially video cards are something that gamers constantly are upgrading. They're
Yep.
always like out for the next best thing, and from 2019 to like now and through 2026, like
How
these
many
graphic
generations?
cards,
Yeah.
there are multiple generations and they are leaps and bounds better than what was available in 2019. So that hardware, next gen graphics cards, next gen CPUs, along with Unreal Engine 5, it's basically this giant video game that's going to be played, right? Because part of that announcement as well is that there's going to be gameplay enhancements associated with the upgrade, where there's going to be a new mission featuring the Mandalorian as Grogu. And there's going to be 3 new destinations added. It looks like they're going to be on Coruscant, Cloud City, and the second Death Star wreckage is going to be added as a scene as well. The big thing about this change is that they're adding like different outcomes like through branching the story, so you're going to have a little bit more control about where you go and how the story plays out. So it really does increase, or at least the way that they're planning on it and the way that they're describing it, it is going to enhance your experience writing it multiple times now, because you're not going to get
Yeah.
the same scenes. You're not going to get the same film. You know, it's something that they've always touted for stuff like Star Tours, and you know, with Mission Breakout, it's usually the song that they change. But with Star Tours specifically, I think every time I wrote Star Tours, I got the exact same scene. Like, I know that there's like, I don't know how many, but I literally, every time I wrote, I got the exact same scene. So I'm either just that unlucky, or they lying, yo, because I don't know what was happening. Um, were you guys running into that too? Were you getting the same scene on Star Tours, or were you getting different things?
No, I don't think I really got different things. It was usually what is it, Kashyyyk, and then you got forgot what the underwater one. I
Oh
forgot which
yeah,
one that one is, but that one was like,
yeah.
that's not
Andrew,
fun.
what about you?
You mean Gungan City, where Jar Jar Binks is
Sure.
from?
Stop talking about Jar Jar Binks. Nobody
That's
wants to talk about Jar Jar
he's
Binks.
in that
Is
one.
It doesn't matter.
He's
Nobody-
swimming. He goes, wow.
Nobody wants to talk
No.
about Jar Jar.
Oh yeah,
Binks.
that,
And then you
yeah,
get
yeah,
electrocuted
You're
by the
right.
thing,
You're
and then you
right,
go
you're
up,
right.
Nobody
and then-
wants
Oh
to talk about
wow,
Jar
I
Jar
forgot
Binks.
about it.
I like Star Tours. I would have the issue where I do feel like there are like ones that are very like used a lot. Like that's one of them, like Gungan City and Kashyyyk. But when they were updating stuff, like I think they would add the newest thing in to be like more frequent, or like especially when they first added in, like everybody would get the new thing, and then when they kind of switched it back to shuffling around, I don't know. I don't know if it's random per, like, what I want to know is there's 4 vehicles, right? 4 like rooms. Does every single one have the option, or is it like these get these 6, these get these 6, these get these 6? Because I seem to only get the 2 middle ones ever. So
I always ride the 2 middle ones too.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the problem. Maybe the first one is like IMAX, right? Where they have all the variations. But the other ones are like standard 2D. Like, you don't get anything good with the other ones. You're getting the standard version.
I've just looked it up, and according a Touring Plans article from this year says there are 2,100 unique combinations.
No, there can't be that
Right.
many.
Well, because
I think it's in like the 50s.
Well, because it's how they do this. It's so the first thing you encounter is like, all right, you're here, and it's either Kylo Ren, Darth Vader, or the Inspector droid, whatever.
Right.
So that's one thing that's different.
Right.
That's one set. And then the next thing, it's like, okay, your first stop, and that's like 10, quote unquote, like 10 different ones or whatever it is, 20 different ones. And then whoever beams into your thing to give you the message, they keep adding to those. And so that's another set of combinations. Is it Leia? Is it Yoda? Is it I don't know, Poe Dameron? Is it whoever all these different ones is? Then it's your final mission. So there's those 4 different sections, and then how math works, that's how you get the number.
I'm pretty sure I've only ever seen Poe Dameron.
Oh, see, I always would get Leia. They also have Maz Kanata,
Oh,
or
yeah.
whatever her name is. She comes in.
Apparently Lando's in it somewhere, and like
yeah.
I've never seen Lando. Like, he appears as like, I don't know.
Leia and Yoda are the 2 I get most. I think
Oh, and
BB-8's there. Yeah.
What if, stick with me for a moment, what if we're all seeing a different show when we ride together, and our eyes are perceiving it to be different?
Well,
Huh?
there's a technology where it's like each section of the screen you look
Oh,
at
it
is
reads-
different.
That's
for
right.
Your,
It reads your
your-
iris and it recognizes you and it just shows you the exact same one every time.
That's what
You
it is. That's why
you
they
just
make you
hear
get a
Obi-Wan
magic
in
band.
the background. This is what you're seeing.
My God, they're using a. Oh
That's it.
shoot! I finally understand why I'm seeing the same thing. Oh wow. Oh, okay. Well, meeting adjourned. We figured it out, guys.
Good night.
Yeah, I don't. 2100 seems like it's a lot. It really, like, I would have guessed that it was somewhere between like 50 something to like, I don't know. I'm being generous, like 100 something, like in the lower hundreds, like
So the
110,
the original I found an old article, and the original, before they've added all this stuff, the first iteration of this new Star Tours was 250.
No, I'm telling you, the 1st one had like 20. Right? Like, again,
20 is generous.
That
No.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, every time, even with the old version, before they added all the cool new stuff, supposedly, which I've never seen.
I don't even
before.
know if there's a way mathematically to get to 20 unless 3 of the things were the same.
They
21.
they could be.
So I'm gonna. So the.
I mean, maybe you see a black screen. Maybe they
you
use,
go.
like, they jump into hyperspace. They do a jump, right? And they use it to mask something. So they repeat a scene.
So according
how
to
you end up
this
with 20.
article, there are 5 options at the beginning. Then there are planet number 1. There are 5 options. Then your hologram has 10 options.
Nope.
Then your planet number 2 has 6 options. And then your ending location has technically 2 options.
Nah. Listen, I want to ask everybody watching or listening, how many times have you been on Star Tours in, let's say, the last 10 years? And how many different outcomes do you remember getting? Because I can swear to you that every single one feels like it's the exact same one.
So I'm going to do this.
And I know enough about Star Wars to know that the characters are different, the locations are different.
Right.
I may not be hardcore super fan, but I know enough about Star Wars to know that I'm getting the same damn thing every time.
All right, so I'm going to be annoying about this. Okay, so I'm going to just say the places we go and see if you remember ever going to these, okay? So, Kashyyyk. This is
Yes.
Chewbacca
Of course.
planet.
Yes.
Hoth, the snow one.
No.
You don't remember going to the Hoth where you go and you go around all the
with the snow? Yeah, okay,
the snow
sure,
and you
yes.
slide down the
Yeah,
big slide.
yeah, I do.
Jakku, the
That one I don't remember.
You're like inside like the big thing, and then the Millennium Falcon's there and it like goes up and shoots the gun from the belly. No? Okay. Kef Burr, which is the big ocean place where the Death Star wreckage is, and it's like watery.
No.
That one I think I've only seen once. Tatooine. This is the pod racer one.
Yes.
Oh,
where
I
you
actually
get
do
stuck
remember that
on
one.
the pod. Okay. So you've seen 3 of the 5
Okay.
beginning ones. Okay.
Okay.
Hologram. Oh, I skipped the beginning ones, but the beginning ones I think I've only seen 2. The Darth Vader, Probe Droid, Kylo Ren, and then there's one that's just Stormtroopers, and then there's another one with Ahsoka Tano.
So I've seen the Vader one and I've seen the Stormtrooper one.
I might have seen all of them. I don't know. I like to ride Star Tours. Then the hologram, we have BB-8, which I think I've seen. Princess Leia, which was in the original.
I've seen BB-8.
Admiral Akbar.
Oh, yeah.
Yoda. Poe Dameron.
Poe Dameron,
Maz
I've seen.
Katana. Lando Calrissian.
That is
Ahsoka
him.
Tano. Cassian Andor. And Din Djarin and Grogu.
Nope.
No.
I've seen
Well,
BB-8 and I've seen Poe Dameron.
I don't remember seeing Din Djarin. I don't remember seeing Lando either, but I think I've seen all the other ones. And then planet number 2, we have Naboo. So that's the Gungan City. That's the underwater one.
Yeah.
Option 2, Crate. That's the let's see, Starspeeder with droid Crate, pursued by TIE fighters, take on the all-terrain mega caliber 6s before jumping to hyperspace. Those are those big. That's the one with the red like sand.
That one sounds familiar.
And like the sand, like the red stuff gets on the windscreen, and then it like do the windshield wipers. You almost crash.
I'm trying to remember if I actually saw that on the attraction or if I remember seeing a YouTube video with it.
Coruscant, the whole planet's a city. That's the one with the buzz droids, and it like you fall down and go the wrong way in traffic. Exegol.
That's not even a real word.
That's Darth Vader's planet. That's the one where it has all the. That's the one where it has all of the.
That's not even a real word. Stop it now.
None of these are real words. What do you? Coruscant's a real word?
It's not. That's a fruit.
Exegol's the one where like all the the pointy triangle ships. What the heck are those called? Star Destroyers are. And then Geonosis, which is the one with Boba Fett's ship. Where you're like
with the asteroids, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then this one, Cetos, which is it's Ahsoka Tano one, and I think it has the big whales.
That's probably the newest.
Which is
one,
really, I think that's the newest one. Mm-mm. And then the ending, you either go to Batuu or Spaceport THX 1138.
I do remember landing on Batuu multiple times because I remember the first time they were like, "Oh look, you're at Disneyland." Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
I like the ending at the space part where he pulls in, and then there's like the droid that's like flashing the sticks, and then he gets bumped by the star speeder, and he goes, "Stop!" and then he falls down. I think it's really funny. So you've seen more than you think.
Okay, so you're right.
Seen
I've seen more.
But I know what you're saying, though. It feels like you see the same ones all the time.
Okay, well, now that you've listed them out, I do feel a little bit better. But it still feels like I've only seen, like, 4 variations.
Right.
Of the same things.
Right, I agree.
That sucks. So hopefully whatever they do at Smugglers Run turns out to be way better.
Well, yeah, I think this is, it's like roads you can go down. So it's like you could go to the left road or the center road or the right road or whatever. It's kind of what I'm guessing.
Yeah.
So you can always choose to go left if you want the same.
And it also sounds like everybody has an actual purpose. It's not like when I was Gunner and I just hit the automatic button. I did not do that. I was like, automatic, let's go.
I mean, I guess that they're going to allow the positions to have more control, but there does have to be some kind of fail-safe because if you're riding with children, the children are not going to be able to
and they always want to be the freaking drivers, and they're bad at it.
Yes.
I was single rider with a family one time. Or no, I think me and Tina were there, but the one kid wanted to drive, but then nobody else wanted to, but he was really little, so they're like, you can help him if you want, and I was like doing both of them.
Oh, gosh. Here's what they need to do. If children want to ride, they need to have that position go into full autopilot, right? Mm-hmm. And then they give like the child like one of those little plastic steering wheels like in the car.
Like Maggie Simpson.
Exactly. So that they're like doing something like in their seat, like they think they're it's like when you give a child an unplugged controller to play a video game with you. They're sitting there mashing buttons thinking that they're doing something. In reality, you're the one moving the character on the screen, but they're having a blast because they're playing on the controller, right?
That's not a bad idea.
That's what you got to do. You got to have a little plastic steering thingy.
Right.
And then that's what you give the children
plastic
so that they don't
steering thingy.
That's the technical name for it. I don't know if you know that. That's actually what it's called.
I didn't.
That's how you order one.
Learn something new every day.
You can get one on Temu that way.
Yay, save money. There you
go. It's like a 70-cent item. Like it'll be great. The shipping is like now $64 for that. Yeah, it's like it's weird. You may even have to pay something once it gets in the port, but it's only 70 cents. So you're saving all sorts of money on it.
I mean, I looked up Temu plastic steering thing, and I did get results.
You did not.
I mean,
Seriously?
it didn't give me, that wasn't the title. It's called Kids Driving Simulator Steering Wheel Toy.
Yes, they
but
exist.
I did get stuff.
See? I'm even willing to buy one for Disney if they want to implement it.
We'll just spray paint it.
Exactly.
$5.48.
Boom. How much is the shipping? $280?
Says
How much is it at the
delivery
dock?
free.
Sure it is. Sure it is, buddy. Sure. Yeah, so this is an exciting update coming next year. I'm happy to see that they're updating it. What I know we were just talking about Star Tours and the different outcomes. With this being upgraded and potentially just like visually knocking Star Tours out of the water, and now that we've posed the idea with them bringing the Fantastic Four into Tomorrowland, what do you think the fate of Star Tours is? Do you think that Star Tours days are going to be numbered with this type of update coming to Smugglers Run, or do you think that Star Tours is still safe because Disney hasn't 100% confirmed that they're going to do the Fantastic Four overlay in Tomorrowland?
I think it's a safe thing for now. But I mean, if they were to like redo it and re-theme it to Fantastic Four, that'd be great. But it's gonna be a safe bet for right now, because I mean, what is it? They need something in Tomorrowland, so that is the one thing besides Space Mountain and Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah.
And Autopia. And Subs.
Oh, I forgot.
And the Astro Orbiter.
Thank you.
They can all be rethemed, don't you worry.
You're right.
All of them will be Fantastic Four.
But I agree. I think that until Disney has a idea of what the heck they want to do with Tomorrowland and announce that they're doing something, I think Star Tours is not going anywhere. I don't think this really affects anything that has to do with Tomorrowland or Star Tours or anything. It's too popular of attraction, and not even that it's like people love it. It's just, which people do, but the wait's never that super long. Like, it's easy to get on. It eats a lot of people. Like, it's a good ride to have around. So if they got rid of it, they would have to just like retheme it right away. But why spend money on something that they're not gonna, if they're not going to be overhauling the whole land at this point?
Right. Because I do think that if they did decide to overhaul Tomorrowland and make it like Fantastic Four-ish, I mean, they have a lot of the attractions for Marvel around the world, even the other two that are coming to Avengers Campus here at California Adventure. Like, they're sim rides, right? They're very similar. Like, they're movie-based attractions. So retheming
Well, one of them is nothing. It's just a
Well,
robot arm that you're like, woohoo!
Right.
Yeah.
There's no screen or nothing.
Well, it's more of a carnival, like,
Yeah.
whirly
Yeah.
twirly thing.
Legoland thing.
But you know what I mean, right? Like, a lot of the attractions that they have for these, it's kind of like even web slingers, right? It's also very video based, because the dark ride as we knew it, with the cutouts and like the practical effects,
Or
and,
just like
the
Indiana Jones
animatronics
with the
and stuff like
animatronics and the
that. Like
carvings or Pirates of the Caribbean.
it's starting to become more and more of the past. Like, they're leaning so hard into technology where in some places it's integrated beautifully. Like, you mentioned Pirates of the Caribbean, the pirates at Tokyo,
Shanghai.
I mean, sorry,
Shanghai.
at Shanghai. Yes, exactly. Wow. Right? Like, that is
Yeah.
potentially one of the best applications of video, like, screens in any attraction. But something like this is very, because it's a ship that you're in, you change a couple of the films, and It doesn't matter if you're in the IMAX one or in one of the other ones. You'll get the same film across the board. You could still get people to go in on a hot day because there's still going to be AC, but it'll be Fantastic Four fighting the Silver Surfer or Galactus or whoever, right?
Yeah.
Like, it'll just be themed to that. Heck, put the Guardians in there. Give the Guardians another attraction.
I think the hard part for them is coming up with a reason that you're going on the ride. You know, every ride has, like, quote unquote, a reason why you are on this ride. It's
Because
not just
there's
like
AC.
Like,
Yep.
you know, like the old dark rides, it's like, all right, here you go. We're going on a ride. But then, like, Indiana Jones, you're like, we're here exploring the temple. You know, at Star Tours, it's like, we're going on a trip. We're at an airport, spaceport.
That's
Da, 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 da,
true.
da. How do they do that with the Fantastic Four? I'm sure somebody can come with an idea, but, you know, there's usually a reason why they like to have a reason why, instead of like, here it is, Fantastic Four, the ride.
Now in 2D. I think the film would give them several opportunities on how to tell a story.
Cool.
Especially if they just start pulling from the comics. I think they do have an opportunity to overlay it that way. But I'm sadly I'm more inclined to agree with you that I think it's just going to remain until they really do have an opportunity to, like, revamp the entire land. As much as I would want it to be Marvel themed or even even Fantastic Four themed, because the architecture, the color scheme, like, it just lends itself to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But with Avengers Campus just across the way, I don't think they're going to invest in adding really any Marvel to that area, and it's just going to continue to remain this Tomorrowland of yesteryear, Yesterland of tomorrow. I don't know what we want to call it at this point, but I think
Bad
right.
Tomorrowland.
Bad Tomorrowland. We should come up with a new name for it. Not Tomorrowland. Tomorrowland Light.
This land.
Used to be Tomorrowland. Once was
no
Tomorrow.
coherent themed land.
Stuck in Timeland. That's what it is.
I mean, it
all
really
right.
is. If it's like 3 of the attractions are space themed, and then 2 of them are transportation themed. It has no like.
Yeah.
like
And then there's fish.
that's what I'm saying. Transportation
Right.
submarine. Like you're
But
taking it.
then there's fish.
I guess it's transportation land. Everything is you get in a ship of some sort or a vehicle of some sort. Vehicle land.
And then it's
You're in a
mine,
car, you're in a
mine,
sub, you're in a
mine,
spaceship, you're in a spaceship,
mine.
and you're in a spaceship.
And
mine,
there's
mine,
Yo Soy
mine,
Bird.
mine.
Yo soy
Mine.
bird.
If you know how if this Tomorrowland changed, I know you don't like the steampunk look of Discoveryland or Discovery Bay. But if they made it much more like steampunk inspired, like more Jules Verne, like gave it that aesthetic, like to kind of keep like the old futuristic, look to it, do you think they could get away with having that land, the attractions, even keeping some of the aesthetic that's there if they just made it steampunky?
Well, I mean, my whole thing is, and I mean, we've talked about this when we were talking about it before, is I think steampunk is the wrong thing. I think it's retrofuturism. It's googie. It's what Fantastic Four is. Like, they need to be the future of the 1950s and 60s. It's like the Jetsons. Like, that is what Tomorrowland at Disneyland should be. It has such a connection to the 1950s and 60s that they should be reaching back into their history and they should be doing an updated House of the Future. They should be bringing back the People Mover. They should be leaning into the architecture that is Space Mountain and
Right.
bringing the surrounding whole rest of the land to be themed to fit with that and make that the icon of the land, which it already is, but in a more prominent way of, like,
World's Fair and Googie and the whites and blues and silvers and things like that.
What about
seem
World's
much more
Fair?
Seems much more clean. Yeah, World's Fair, but you know, the World's Fair of the 1960s or whatever. Like that's what in my opinion, a lot of people have this opinion. I'm not the only one, but that Tomorrowland needs to be like, and I think there's a lot of people, Imagineers, that, you know, I think there's a ton of people that are already thinking this, but they have to figure out a way to make that tie in with IP that they own, which is hard because there's not, besides the Fantastic Four at this point, there's not really, you know, I guess you could put like the Incredibles kind of in there, possibly. That's kind of, but that's you know, that's kind of like 60s themed, but it's not the same. Like, I'm trying to think of any kind of properties they have that are in
They
that
really
thing, and
don't have any.
it doesn't
That's the
exist. Like,
problem, yeah.
Meet the Robinsons is kind of like a weird kind of thing that nobody cares about anyway.
Bite your
You
tongue.
know, I mean, the grand majority of the public
Right. Who
doesn't
doesn't
care.
want to see a singing, dancing frog? Come on.
I'm just saying, Helma baby, Helma honey, Helma
Right.
ragtime gal. So that, I think that's what is the Tomorrowland conundrum really boils down to. Is, I'm sure Imagineering's like, here, it'd be great, we'll put in 3 new original attractions, they'll just be themed to whatever we come up with, and then we can squeeze in, you know, Fantastic Four or whatever. But then the you know, executives are like, well, but we got to get our IP in there. We have to get our IP. How do we get our IP in there? And, you know, maybe they could do like a you know, put characters in that setting, but who could you do it with? Like, I guess you could like put like Mickey in space in the 60s or something or whatever, but
Because I remember when we first Armchair Imagineered Tomorrowland, like, I was really like gung-ho about just adding everything Wally and Eve and
Right.
making interventions into the Axiom and having like little Bernies and stuff like that just going around the People Mover so that there was some kinetic energy, like there was all this movement and stuff. And I think I always wonder, when I think about the problems that the Imagineers potentially face, which is, I think, a question that I asked myself at the time that I was trying to come up with my concept for what I would want Tomorrowland to be, was Tomorrowland was originally seen as what the future was supposed to be for us, right?
mm-hmm.
But I think as future-driven as Walt was, and even some of the Imagineers at the time, and even now, I don't think any one of them ever thought that technology would reach a point where innovation was happening so fast that you couldn't keep up with the exhibits, right? Like with the World's Fair and all that stuff, these were innovations that were a decade or two, you know, in the making. Like, there was all these cool things that were happening, but they were taking years and years to develop and to, you know, to perfect. And we reached this point, I don't know, like, we hit the 80s, like, and then all of a sudden technology just skyrocketed, right? And so that's the problem, the biggest problem, I guess, with Tomorrowland, that no matter what you add, technology is going to outpace it before you're even done developing and like building whatever you thought you were going to have. So going back to the 50s and 60s, or making it a new World's Fair, or like, even if it becomes an exhibit of what the World's Fair was, like a replica of the World's Fair, and they have like the kind of like all the displays or like homages to the attractions and stuff that were at the World's Fair, maybe that's what Tomorrowland should become, an homage to the past and not an homage to the future.
Yeah.
You know
Also,
what I mean?
homage to the future of the past.
I like
Yeah,
that.
I think that's a great way to say it, yes. Like, it should no longer be like, let's look at it tech forward. It should be this, you know, this homage to the future of the past.
Because then it's like, look at how
situation.
quaint that, like, yes, remember back then when they thought that a refrigerator that also has a freezer built in was a new technology? Oh, ho,
Yeah.
ho, or whatever.
And you know, the funny
Yeah.
thing about that too is that we think about this like these old exhibits, and we're thinking like 50s, 60s. There's gonna be a point where people are gonna be like, there's museums for like 80s and 90s stuff right now across the nation. Like, people are walking into these like blockbuster exhibits with all these VHS tapes and stuff. Like, maybe that's what they should look forward to, again, as these like world, like this, like, you know what I mean, like, it just becomes this World's Fair exhibit hub that the World's Fair was originally meant to be. And if you really want to tie IP into it, give it to Howard Stark. Just have him, you know, we already saw it in the films. Like, I know that they have Avengers Campus and that there's references to that and stuff. Maybe that's how they play around it.
Or
That-
they
this
could
is what-
just give it to, you know, Flynn. Let him be the voice of it.
Flynn Rider?
And... No. Kevin Flynn. Wait. Oh my gosh. Am I...
Jeff Bridges.
Yes. Why am I
So not
blanking
Eugene.
right now? No.
Not Eugene.
But
okay.
let him be the voice and do that. Like, give that little bit of a little touch. Little things like that.
Ares
That
would
would-
get angry.
Kevin
I
Flynn,
don't
you were
care.
right, Melissa.
Or
Ares would
maybe,
be
like,
like,
there
"What's
could be,
going
like, a little
on?"
section where he just gets mad and then he, like, shuts him up and then that's it.
What it's sounding like is you guys have new ideas for your Tomorrowlands, and we should
I know. We should do this
another
again.
armchair
Should revisit it.
Imagineering Tomorrowland.
I think you are correct. I think we need to revisit that.
Yep.
Maybe it's time we revisit everything, because
Yep.
Fine by me. I haven't done
think
any
we
of it.
have-
I
yeah,
know. You
we-
need
We
to.
have ideas for everything. All right. Well, before we wrap up, I did mention that I had an opportunity to watch Fantastic Four. We've
All
been
right.
talking about it as part of the land and stuff. I won't spoil too much, but I will agree with Mel on certain things. That one, I think the film. So people have asked me about it this last week, and my response has been, I think this is potentially the best Marvel film that I've seen since Infinity War.
Nice.
I think the pacing of the film, the storytelling in the film, the character development in the film is so good that even if you've never watched a Marvel film, even if you've never heard of anything else in the MCU, you can watch this as a standalone film and be 100% content, because there isn't a lot of teasing from before. There isn't all these characters that they're trying to mix in yet. I'm sure that at some point they're going to get back to that, but this feels very early Iron Man, where there was just the basics of this one set of characters, this one story that they're telling. There was a big bad, they take care of the big bad, and boom, that's your movie.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so refreshing. Yes, there was a mid-credit scene. Yes, there was an end-credit scene. The mid-credit scene, I think, was better than the end-credit scene. But it was just refreshing to feel like I was able to enjoy this film for what it was, and not have like all these like, oh my god, how am I going to tie it to this? How am I going to tie it to that? And there was some of that, obviously, because you know that eventually when Avengers Doomsday happens, the Fantastic Four are going to be involved. They've already kind of talked about how they're all mixed together. The potential of them bringing in the X-Men and more mutants and stuff like that is definitely something that I think we're going to see going forward. The way that they handled how and where this took place and why the Fantastic Four was able to do what they were doing, how they executed it, and how it doesn't interfere with the current MCU timeline, I think was great. I can confirm that the music from the People Mover is in the montage because I did recognize it as soon as it started to happen. So that was a treat. Watch it if you have an opportunity to watch it. This is such a good film. I enjoyed it. Again, I think I enjoyed this. This is probably the first film I've enjoyed start to end. Over so many other and I've liked a lot of the other Marvel stuff that's been out. I've liked some of the shows a little bit better than some of the films that have come since then, since Infinity War and Endgame. Yeah, I think they did such a great job with this one. So kudos to the entire team. Kudos to the cast of Fantastic Four, and at some point I'm gonna just talk a massive amount of spoilers because hot damn.
Nice.
Yeah.
Whew. Yeah. All right, that's it. I think it's time to wrap it up. How many weeks do we have left, Andrew, for people to submit their questions?
Let's see. I think about a week left. So if you're, I don't know if I can't remember when the last time I mentioned it is, but Disneyland's 100th episode is coming out very soon. Last week, I think, was the 98, I believe, came out. So you got about a week and a half to send in those questions to comments at podketeers.com. Either your favorite Disney trivia question or your favorite Disney fact made into a trivia question, do your question and answer, or something that you want to try and stump me with, which will probably be most of them because hosting a trivia podcast doesn't necessarily mean I know a bunch. It just means I'm good at looking stuff up. I do know quite a few things, but only on certain subjects, so we'll see how this goes. But yeah, even if you think that this is a dumb question or I shouldn't write in, send it in. I really do want to answer a bunch of questions. I think it's going to be fun. So send in a couple if you got a couple. I don't care. It'll be an hour-long episode if it has to be. I don't care.
I was asked, by the way, if if audio clips were okay, and I said yes because
Sure.
I thought it would be fun if we played the audio clips.
Yeah,
of the questions.
great.
And then I was asked if it was okay if they posed it the same way that you do on the show. I was like, please do so.
Oh, that'd be great.
Please do so, because I think that's just gonna add the extra
That's funny.
oomph to it.
Yeah.
Wow.
To
Hey,
do
have
it the
fun
way
with
that you
it.
do
Have
it.
fun with
Yeah.
it. That's all I'm here for, is to have some fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, send in those questions, comments at podketeers.com. Those will go straight to Heyzen. I won't ever get to see them until they're asked on the episode. So I think it's gonna be a fun time. It'll be a video episode too. If it will be very listenable and it will be very watchable either way.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah. Oh, the other thing I wanted to bring up. Obviously, I've moved. I have a new setup here. We moved into a new place, and I have more room. So here's all my stuff behind me if you're watching.
Yay.
But another thing I have is I finally have access to all of my T-shirts that have been in space bags at my mom's house.
And you
And
have like 4,000 shirts.
I have about 42,000 T-shirts. No, I have so many shirts. I think it's like over 150 or so T-shirts. So what I'm going to try and do is every episode I'm going to try and wear a different T-shirt starting today. So all the other episodes don't count. Starting today, the T-shirts will be different. And so I got this shirt on today. This is my Roger Rabbit Cabbies shirt, if anybody remembers when Disney did the March Madness stuff and they did the
That was
parks
awesome. The first year.
teams. Yeah. And so that's like the temple. They had the Mara temples, and this is the Cabbies. On the back it says as a big 93, which is the year Roger Rabbit opened. So I'll see if I can remember the context for each of the shirts I have. I don't know if I
Are we
will.
gonna have to start keeping track of the shirts now?
Somebody can.
In the description, we're gonna say this week's shirt was the Cabbies shirt.
I guess I'll have to make another Google Doc so I don't. I
So
have
you
my
don't shirt repeat.
I have my Disneyland titles episode or document that to make sure I don't repeat titles, and I guess I'll now have a T-shirt
Smart.
document that don't
Nice.
repeat T-shirts.
Nice. Oh man, that's gonna be fun. That means I have to start sending you more shirts.
Oh,
so
no.
that we just add to the collection.
I mean, and the thing is, I go to Disneyland a couple times a year, and I usually buy at least one shirt when I'm there. So the collection will just keep growing.
You have one for every day of the year.
I at some point, I'm sure I will.
Wow. All right. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing all of them because I've heard you talk about your massive shirt collection, but you know.
There's shirts that still have tags on
them. I do like I'm in the same boat. I don't have that many. I don't have like hundreds of shirts but I do have some shirts in storage that, wouldn't you believe it, they shrunk while they were put away.
These did the same thing. I did a lot of pulling and stretching.
Especially over the last few years. I don't know what happened, but they seem to have shrunk while they were stashed away in space bags.
I agree.
But I have a lot of stuff from the original stuff they sold at the Disney stores. So they have Disney store tags still on the shirts. Back when the silk screening felt like rubbery plastic.
Oh, yeah. Like if you folded it together, it would like stick it and peel apart.
Exactly, yeah. It's like unpeeling
I've got
itself.
a couple of those.
Yeah. There was one that I really like. It was one with Bruce. It was when Finding Nemo first came. I don't know. Anyway, maybe one day I'll at least just show the shirts. But, you know, it's going to be fun to see what you wear on a weekly basis now. So, yay. You can start a whole, like, Instagram account. What shirt is Andrew wearing?
Shirt of the week.
Should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Throwing fits.
That's it. Ooh.
I have a handbag.
Fit check.
Fit check. Roger Rabbit shirt.
All right, that's it. That's what we're going to call it for this week. So remember to send your Disneyland questions in, comments at podketeers.com.
Please.
You can also send me a message over on Instagram, or you can send a message to the Podketeers account on Instagram. And we'll also get those. So thank you.
You can text it to Heyzen or Melissa if you have their phone.
If you have our number, you can also text them to us as well. So thank you to everyone that sent stuff in so far. And that's it. Until next time, keep dreaming, keep moving forward, and always remember to pass on the magic. Have a fantastic week, everyone.
Bye.
See ya.